Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Cardboard. My name is Jerry, and every Tuesday morning we just have a little discussion, kind of hang out, drink some coffee, and just enjoy each other's company and see what's going on for the week. So let me get rid of this overlay that's on here, so I don't have to have you guys staring at that. Hey, oh, now you get to stare at me. So, uh, man, we've already got some people in here this morning, so. Man, I'm sorry you're feeling bad. That sucks. And I think we all can feel bad for you there. Hey, Paul, how are you doing, buddy? Good morning, Rob. Hey, Nick. Good morning. And Christoph's in the house. Good morning, Christoph. How are you, buddy? Um, yeah. So just man, I can't complain here at all. The weather's been fabulous. Yesterday, I got out on the motorcycle. It was actually 70 degrees here. Really nice. It's supposed to be almost that way today, but I've actually got to get some work done today, so I'm not going to be getting out and having too much fun. And but yesterday was a good day, and got to do that. Hope you guys. I know you guys here in the states got to see the Super Bowl. What a boring game. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping the game would be much better. I am glad it's over, just because now we don't have to hear the halftime chatter. Um, you know, hey Charles, how are you, buddy? And then all right. Hey, glad you could make it, man. Appreciate you. And what time is it over there in the UK? It's got to be in the afternoon, I would think. Supposed to be 38 here today. Rob, that sucks. Um, oh, there you go. Yeah, see, I mean, even in Colorado, they're getting nice weather. And the Colorado thing. I have a lot of family who lives in the Denver area, and they are really struggling because of the lack of snow. It's really impacting them, and they're used to living off the snow economy for a couple months, and it's not been able to. It's really been bad, but uh, oh, nice, man. Come to my house next. Yeah, Charles, I know. Well, yeah, you're out Pacific, right? Yeah, so you got a couple hours early. I was up early this morning myself. I've been reading the rules to Rocket Chickamauga, and so I've just been I've got it set up over there, so it's all set up and ready to go. I'm having to take a break from Empire of the Sun. Um, that thing is just a crunchy, hard to wrap my head around it. So I've just been taking my time. Just so I'm gonna play Rocket Chickamauga. I'm actually sending 8 games to Noble Knight this morning to get some credit and start building up for other things. I know. I think a Forlorn Hope. They're going to open that up today for Kickstarter, so I think I'll be doing that. I'm looking forward to that, I guess. I like that World War One stuff, as you guys know. And but yeah, so just been oh yeah, hey, thank you. And I wanted to thank you guys. It's unbelievable that I'm at 2,000 subscribers. It's just crazy. It's humbling, and it's very cool. I really do appreciate it. And it's just one of those things. Man, it's just crazy. And so I really want to thank you guys for all your support and everything with that. Um, it's just like I said, it's crazy how you guys have embraced the channel and gotten into it. And it's cool because I think it's another outlet where we can go and enjoy our hobby, and with like-minded people. And it's a great environment, I think. And I really, that's one thing I really do appreciate. And but I know, I'll show you guys. I had a person reach out to me, and they were like, um, "How did you create that graphic?" And so I was getting just all AI, right? But it's crazy that you can put things in there and just tell it what you want it to say, and it pops it out. And AI. I know some people don't like it, but I think it's just a tool that you can use that makes you better. I know it sure helped my spreadsheet game, that's for sure. So, um, but yeah, it's yeah, I'm gonna try it, and it's been great. It's been gonna be a cool 68. Wow, yeah. Well, like I said, Charles, yesterday here it was in the 70s, so I'll take that. And all right, buddy, Christoph, we'll talk to you soon, buddy. Take care. But yeah, so I've just been doing that. I decided to what's Rob say about Rocket Chickamauga? The idea of symbols to identify the woods types is a good idea. Unfortunately, the red square and black triangle blends in with the. Yeah, it is a little hard. So one of the things that I've so I've read the rules and I've gone and got it all set up. One of the things that's really key in this is the unit support bonus. So you got to really make sure that you're keeping brigades and everything's close to each other so they can help when it comes to that support and everything. Because even though you have another unit next to you and it's your own it's your own. It's like if you're a unit, you have another union unit next to you. If they're not in your brigade, they can't help you. It's just kind of a morale thing, looking over your shoulder and going, "Oh yeah, there's Joe. I know Joe." And yeah, exactly. And but boy, the map sure looks when it's all set up and on the table, it looks amazing. And my cat thinks so too. That's why I have the little thing up here so you can't so the cat can't get on it and bat pieces around. But so I've also well, so it says brigades can, yeah. So I thought the same thing, but it says the supporting infantry or cavalry unit must be from the same brigade, must be stacked with or adjacent, must also be in a non-woods hex. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in an open hex. It just has to be in a non-woods hex, which there aren't a lot of them on the board. And then also um, units that use the same condition except supporting unit may be infantry or cavalry unit from any brigade if you're artillery. So I'm trying to wrap my head around it and everything, and I hear that's supposed to be a really good game. I hear it's really supposed to be a really good game. Yeah, the cat just cracks me up how he just thinks that he should be everywhere on top, and he'll just sit there and look at the game like, okay, how am I going to get in there? I've got a video online. Some of you guys have seen where he's reaching under there and trying to pat things and do all that. So, another thing that I did that I've been fighting with is the sports game part of it. So I have actually changed completely over, and I've taken all the sports gaming off this channel. Um, Not that people said anything, but it was to me it was kind of conflicting when it came to what people were looking at, what they wanted to look at, that sort of thing. So one thing I have done is I did start a sports channel called Bald Guy Sports Games, and that's you can find that on YouTube. But again, I just decided I would do that just to keep things separate. And I'm not going to have a lot of content on there, but you guys do know I play in a APBA baseball league, a computer baseball league, and so I'll play some of the games on there and everything. But really appreciate the feedback on that. Like I said, nobody said anything negative. It's just I think it's a good job to keep them separated and everything. So I have decided to do that. The Facebook group is taken off, which is pretty crazy. All of a sudden, it's like I'm getting a lot of folks coming to that page, where for a while there I was under, there was 50 people showing up. Now there's 180 or something like that. So if you guys, like you said, if you do like that, go check it out. And but what are you guys doing? What are you guys playing? What's on the table? Do you guys are you guys playing anything online or face to face? I'm gonna actually play Wednesday night. I'm playing my Combat Commander ladder game, and which is kind of crazy. There's the guy I'm playing is actually from Arkansas. He's about 3 hours away, down in Conway, but he's actually from Arkansas, so that's pretty cool. And then Thursday, I'm playing Italy 43 online again, so you guys will see that. Just more playing online. I'm playing Imperial Tide on Vassal as well, and then of course ASL Starter Kit. I'm playing a lot of that as well. Still playing that. Oh, I'm looking at, been watching some replay, trying to find some decent replays of Rocket Chickamauga. I do enjoy kind of seeing if I'm on the right track when I'm thinking about certain rules and everything, especially with systems that I'm not very familiar with. So that's, oh, hey, one thing I got to say, man, I love spiral bound notebooks. I mean, rule books. I wish more companies did that. And that's a great game. You know, Dicey Dave, those are, have you played, we should play that online. I love those games. I think they're really good to play on Vassal. Real easy to play on Vassal. Let's see what people are saying here. The Far Seas. Which magazine is that in? I'm still checking with Warfighter. And that's another game. That's that big ass box, right? You know, you got, 15,000 things you got to buy. Well, you don't have to buy, but it's like anything else. People get, man, that our light in the kitchen. Sorry, our light in the kitchen is very bright when it's on camera, so I need to move that down a little bit. But yeah, Warfighter is just another one of those things that it's like a whole system. You got to just wrapping up. Case Blue today, working a playtest on Vassal. Nice. You're like me. I've got 3 or 4 games set up. Oh, Mike's in the house, and it's early for Mike. Yeah, I was actually up this morning at. I was proud of myself. I've been doing the treadmill in the morning, and I was up at 5 o'clock and did the treadmill, and now I'm drinking my coffee and chatting with you guys. So it's been a productive morning. I got a couple video calls to do this morning, and as you guys know, I do some web design stuff. So just a couple clients that I'm talking to there. And I got to go to Sam's Club. I got to go grocery shopping. I try to take that off my wife's plate. So I got to do that today too. Oh, strategy and tactics. Oh, so I told you, I don't know if if I told you guys, I found that Wargame place. I had a doctor's appointment last week, and I found a Wargame store in Joplin, Missouri, of all places. And really nice people, and the husband and wife team that owned it, they used to own a bookstore and a game store, but now it's just all games. And they had a whole corner of war games, which was pretty good. But they had a really nice selection of old SPI games and things like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'll show you guys the page here. Or I did a little blog post for it just because it's just one of those things that you don't see a lot of around here. Well, you don't see a lot of that anywhere where there's a bunch of war games. But I'll show you. Let me scroll down. So yeah, so this corner here, I know it's hard to see the picture. I don't think I can expand it anymore. But if you look at the picture, there's a whole bunch of SPI games there, NATO, that sort of thing. And then they had some GMT games, some lock and load, some nice book. Yeah, so they actually had a little bit of a corner for games. Pacific War was up there, which was pretty cool. I thought that was neat. They had some old general magazines. Some of the games were open, but they all get, I looked at a couple and they were everything was in there. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool that they, nice little, it was Gray Fox Games in Joplin, Missouri. So, yeah, let's see what else people are playing. Yeah, me too, Nick. I mean, I would love to get this game. And I know on Noble Knight and stuff, it's been expensive. I would like to get that. In fact, I'm reading. I shouldn't say I'm reading. I'm listening to a friend of mine turned me on to where's it at? Check my Audible account here. I'm listening to Sicily 43 right now, and so that's what that's where I'm at now. Yeah, that's true, and I like having multiple games set up because I get not bored, but you want to. Hey, Stuka's in the house. Hey, buddy, how are you? Um, so yes, that's fun. I used to work there. So when I got out of the Navy, uh, and I was going to UNM, I actually worked there for 2 years. That's where I bought my first war game. So I walked in there. I was going to buy Dungeons and Dragons, and Wayne was, they were big on the magic thing. They're the ones that kind of sparked that whole thing. But he was a big ex-Army guy, and he played a lot of historical war games, and he had squad leaders set up. And I don't know if you know those two names. You probably know a guy named Sam Irving. He was there all the time, and he sat me down and taught me the game. And do you still live in Albuquerque? I was just there. There's actually a game cafe right across the street where Wargames West used to be, the old Wargames West when it was down by UNM. That's crazy. Wayne and Shirley. I know that Wayne passed some time ago, and I'm not sure about Shirley. Haven't kept up with them in ages. Yeah, so I just ordered. In fact, I just did the pre-order thing for Marco Polo for a starter kit, so I'm excited about that. The Rise of the Roman Republic, nice. So I've never played any Roman games. I haven't played any Roman or Ancients. I haven't done. I probably should look into that. Yeah, and I've been really interested in that campaign all of a sudden. I just been reading, I guess, because I was playing Salerno 43 in Italy, Italy 43, so I just started doing some reading, and it's interesting because it's different to hear the thoughts of how other countries thought America was inept when it came to combat, which we were at that. Well, not, I won't say inept. We weren't. We hadn't been fighting like everybody else has been fighting. But it's just kind of funny to see how that all turned around and everything. Yeah. So I like. I like the idea of BCS. I just don't know if I would. I don't know. I like the idea, and I like the games. But again, it's just another system to try to get into. Yeah, so decision at else. So that's the only module I don't have. I have everything else. And again, I'm not paying $300 for an ASL, a starter kit module. I do know Kurt mentioned that they got it on pre-order and everything, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, for the price, it's like $36 or something. I mean, it's not expensive. Maybe I shouldn't say that. It's a good value, I think, for $36, and it just and if you play the game, I think it's worth it. I think it's yeah, and that's true. It's just with the starter kit stuff, I'm afraid it's just like all their other stuff when it comes to ASL, and starter kit, is when they sell out, they don't reprint very often. I mean, starter kit, all the main modules have been out forever. It's just something they do, and it's frustrating. So I don't. I'm not going to wait on it. Yeah, and really the whole system though for starter kits, relative, the price point to get into it's relative. I mean, it's one module. It's the cost of one module in ASL, and maybe a little more, but and I love playing it. I have to say I really enjoy the uh, starter kit. I don't play ASL anymore. I sold all my ASL stuff. I had everything in ASL, and a friend of mine, I was ranting and raving about. The problem with ASL is it's a mindset, and it's something that you seem like you have to play all the time. I had so much money invested in it that I didn't play anything else. I just played ASL. And then I realized, man, there's some cool games out there that I would really like to play. I love ASL though. I love the system. So when Starter Kit came out, I decided, I said, you know what, I'm going to sell all my ASL stuff, which I did, and I made a good profit on it because people will. I had a really good kit and everything. I sold everything. It was all packaged up. It was great. A friend of mine still plays with all that, and but I got the itch again, so I didn't want to get back into ASL, so I got into Starter Kit. I really appreciate that. So, um, and I think that Kurt on his podcast has said they want to see what the ratio is of people buying ASL and people buying Starter Kit, and he said right now it's about 2 to 1 for Marco Polo, which is what I would think. Um, so I mean it's all good, but I would like to try. I've been looking. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get more into Civil War games. So I'm gonna play this. I may pick up some of the Blind Sword series. I hear that's a good, and I like the chit pool. I think chit pool really lends itself to solo play. That's what I like about this. They've got the cards, and the cards are basically the chits for Rocket Chickamauga, and I mean the map board. The only thing I don't like about Rocket Chickamauga, and you don't have to do it, but a lot of the scenarios just use certain parts of the board. So they give you those little neoprene things that map out the board. And I kind of wish they were just one solid color or something, just so you can, because they got their Rocket Chickamauga as a logo, and I don't know, it just kind of takes away from the map board, I think. And I know you don't need to have it, but it is nice to be able to have everything in conjunction with that. So um yeah, I think it's and man, there's a huge community that play. I have no problem finding um, finding people to play with. I mean, I have, like I said, right now I probably have 3 or 4 games going on. I play 2 guys all the time. We just when we finish, we just pick up another game. But I'm playing 2 other guys that I met on the channel. They just sent me a thing and said, "Hey, do you want to play?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do that." Um, yeah, yeah, so and that's the thing, and thank God. So I still have the ASL electronic rule book because I paid for it and it gets updated and all that, right? Um, I don't even read it anymore because I don't want to confuse the rules. And there are a few things, especially vehicle rules, or there's some differences, or there's some things that you don't use, which I'm totally fine with. It just you just have to get used to doing that. Yeah, and that's what I've heard, Rob, and that's why I just want to play. I want to get into the only thing I like about the blind swords is it's a smaller footprint, right? So for the most part, this map is huge. It's beautiful, but it's huge, and I'm only using half of it. So yeah, I'm glad you could always do the house rule thing. So I'm going to have a show about that too. Are you guys house rule people, or do you play the games like the rules say? I am not a house rule person. I just have never, and I'm going to leave it for another show, but I'll have to explain to you why I'm not. And didn't have the pleasure of knowing Sam Wayne passed some time ago. Yeah, man, I'm telling you that he that store is what caused my problem because I got the games for cost. So I was every payday I was just buying stuff, and I was a college kid and I was on scholarship, I was playing football and so I didn't have any money going out. And so I worked at Wargames West during the week and on Saturday, and then Saturday and Friday and Saturday nights I bounced in clubs. So it was a great life while I was going to college, and I really enjoyed playing. Man, Wayne was a big sports gamer. He's the one that got me on March Madness, Avalon Hills March Madness. I could see that, and it's kind of yeah. It was great. I really enjoyed my time with at War Games West. I really had, and I mean, it was very influential on the hobby. For me, and I wish I'd have kept a lot of those games because I had. Some of you guys know I had probably 650 games at one point, and I just purged. I'm just like, I'm not. I don't need all those. If I'm not playing them, I'm getting. And even people now, I have a tendency to redesign games. Sometimes I even buy them. Yeah, So I have all the respect in the world for people like Mike Berticelli and Lutman and Mark Herman and game designers. Man, I don't have the mind to do that. I don't want to do it. It's a lot of research. It's a lot, which I don't mind the research. I guess I just can't take the research and put it into a game. I don't have that skill set, and it makes my head hurt. And it just, and I think you have to become absorbed with it, right? For you to be you got to be like a Herman Lutman. That dude's putting out games all the time, and he's a machine, right? Mark Herman puts out great games, and I think you just got to have that mindset. I know I don't have that mindset, so it's just one of those things. But what else am I looking at? I've been trying to think whether I want to get into the next war system. I've heard good, and I've heard it's another one that's really crunchy, and you got to have, and not having somebody to play with around here, that would be, I don't know. So I've been contemplating it. I love Greg Smith games. I think I just think his narrative style is really good. Western Front Ace to me is just one of the most amazing solo games on the planet. It's just really good. And I've got, 10 or 12 copies of games that he's designed. I really like his stuff. The old Kingmaker. So I remember playing that back to War Games West. I played a lot of Kingmaker. What was the other game? Oh, Diplomacy. So Diplomacy is one of those games I played a lot of. You pass around notes and everybody backstabbing each other and things like that. Did you get Inferno Machine? I guess that was for somebody else, Mike. I've never even heard of Inferno Machine. Yeah, so it is funny that they did. It's a mess, and I've got it over there, and it's funny because I do pull it out a lot, and I'll play the fast version of the NCAA tournament and everything. And yeah, it's whoever designed that game looked like they were in a hurry, and it was time to go to lunch, and they just pushed the button and went about it. But I like the idea of it. Kingmaker is a great game. My friends in high school, yeah. We used to play a whole bunch of Kingmaker, and like I said, Diplomacy was. I hear there's a lot of people play these 5 or 6 player games. I see them at whenever there's an ASL tournament, people play it at the end of the night. God, I forgot what the name of it is. Virgin something, yeah. But I mean, those guys, and they get all into that. They really like that and everything too. So, no, I haven't even heard of that. I need to look at that. Well, I tell you what. So, being a former submarine dude, those guys in the Civil War were nuts, man. When it came to that stuff, that's just nuts. I need to check that out. And it's a solitaire game. Wow. Yeah, I guess I haven't. And Mike, thank you for forwarding me that information. I think I finally went through yesterday. I must have fat fingered something or something like that. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I would like to check that out. In fact, so that's another thing is yesterday I got out on the motorcycle, and one of the things I want to do this year is I'm going to go visit. So the first one I'm going to go visit is the Chickamauga battlefield over by Chattanooga. and I'm going to make it. I write for a motorcycle magazine from time to time, so I'm kind of blending the two together. I'm going to ride to the park, and then go through. So I'll be able to have content for here and have content for the magazine. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to be doing Chickamauga, Vicksburg. I'd like to squeeze in Antietam and Gettysburg, but I don't know if I'll get all that in this year or not, but I'm going to try. I don't know if you guys I'm a big World War I guy. I think you guys know that. If you have never been to the World War I Museum in Kansas City, it is amazing. I mean, you can spend it's huge. They do it's top notch. They just do a great job in there. And yeah, that's I've heard a bunch of people. I know Hexy, Wardrobe, and Ross, those guys, they're all going to, I think, Gettysburg this year. I think that's where they're going. Antietam, maybe. They're going to have a group of people going up there and doing that. That's funny, Charles. And all right, guys. Well, man, we're already half hour in, and we've had about 25 people in here, but I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and get the day started. Really do appreciate you guys following me. Thanks for for all the support. It's hard to believe 2,000 subscribers. I've actually been reached out to by a lot of the bigger YouTube people, so that's kind of cool. I guess I'm getting recognized, and people are thinking that the content's going to stick around. That's one thing I heard when I first started was, people come and go. So I'm glad we've stuck around, and I'm glad you guys have enjoyed the content. So, oh, nice. Yeah, I tell you, if you've never been to Antietam and Harper's Ferry, those places are really cool. So, all right, everybody, we'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, be safe, be kind, happy wargaming, everybody. Take care. That's it.